So I am here today on my Ranger Tug 27, 2021 model, and I was fishing this weekend and I ran into a problem with the washdown pump, and I traced it to this switch and fuse. This is the switch here and this is the fuse, and what I discovered is that the fuse was not blown, but the fuse and the fuse holder were pretty severely corroded, and so it was an open circuit going through there. What I'm going to do is pull this module out and take a closer look at it and decide what to do. What I'm going to do is remove all 4 of these screws and then pull the assembly out. Take a look at the back side of it. So stand by. So here's the module that's been pulled out of the opening right there, and as you can see, there's 2 wires coming to the back of the fuse, and then goes through the fuse and then jumps over in that brown wire to the switch, and then that goes off to the washdown pump. But the funny thing is, this circuit is also protected by a 20 amp fuse, a blade fuse, inside the boat, and that fuse is actually closer to the battery. So this fuse here, I believe, is just redundant and causes more problems than it solves, because it's exposed to the elements and it can get corroded like mine did, and then the pump stops working. If we walk through here and look into the boat, under the what we call the cave, which we use mostly for storage, go down here, the fuse for that pump is under this behind this panel. It's right here. You see that? It says washdown. So that circuit is protected, and I don't see any reason for this fuse here, so I'm going to remove it. I'll just take it out of the circuit. This should be fairly straightforward. All I have to do is remove this jumper here. And then I have to move this lead over to this terminal here, right there. So let me do that. All right, so now the fuse holder is out of the circuit. It's wired straight to the switch after going through the breaker inside the boat, which is closer to the battery anyway, and is a superior location for the fuse. Fuse should always be nearest the battery on these wiring issues. So I'm going to put it back together and give it a try. So here it is reinstalled, and as you can see, it's working now. I'm not quite sure why Fluid Motion decided to put this fuse outside like this. My hunch is that this little panel with the switch and the fuse came as part of the pump kit, the Johnson pump kit, and they just slapped it in and wired it in. But since it's also protected by a breaker inside the boat, actually not a breaker, a fuse, I think the smart thing to do is just bypass this external fuse. I hope this helps. I would be curious to know if anyone's had a similar problem. Leave it in the comments down below. Thanks.